Welcome back to Who Knows Best, where we dig deep into the world of Scentsy, sharing tips and strategies to help you succeed in your business. I'm Cassie Bollinger, and tonight we're going to continue our conversation on social media, specifically the power of sharing, not selling. Last week, we talked about how to connect with your audience through storytelling and building relationships. Tonight, we're going to pick up where we left off, diving deeper into strategies for creating engaging content and showing your authentic self on social media. It's all about creating that connection without being too salesy. So before we dive in, let's hear from the amazing co-hosts. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jacqui Duran.
I am Lisa WaxyCat.
And I am Robin Hatfield.
So last week we did have a missing member. And so I did want her to go ahead and touch in on her social media. And so we started off with the topic of like, which platforms do you use? How do you utilize them? And then what are some tips for newbies that they can either try out or start doing if they've never really been on social media for their business?
Okay, so I forgot what day of the week it was last week. So that's why I wasn't here, because that happens sometimes. And it was a holiday. So that's my excuse. And I was watching Robin's Married podcast and not paying any attention to life. So, and I actually missed my favorite topic to talk about. Like, I was so stoked to do that one. And then life happened. So social media, I'm always going to say, is the biggest, easiest way to reach so many people. I mean, you literally have the world at your fingertips right here. Like, you can reach people in other countries, other cities, other towns, like everywhere. So if you're not sure, like when you're new, we were discussing this before, when you're new and you're not really sure what you're supposed to, what do you say? What do you do? Well, you can look at groups. You can search Scentsy on Facebook for one, and you can get an idea. Just go look at other people's posts. Don't copy them, but go look at other people's posts. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, is real life pictures. If you do not have the item, there are plenty of us who share real life pictures with everybody. So you can go and you can literally on Facebook type in the name of, like, what is it? Fall Fairy Tale Scentsy Warmer in your search. And there will be a plethora of pictures that will pop up. Most of them are they're public if they're popping up and you're not friends with them. So grab a picture that you like and share it. Type in what you like about the warmer. If you're not sure what to say, there's a description of the warmer on Workstation. You can read that and then put it in your own words. But also your kit. You received a kit when you joined. You have, even if it's just the smaller kit, you still have either a mini warmer in there, you have a counter cleaner, you have bar, you have testers, anything. Just take a real life picture and share it. And if your face is in it, even better. They'll all agree that I don't do those, but you guys do. You guys do a lot. I don't like to do those, but those do really, really, really help. And just post your passion for the products. I'm assuming you're here because you like the products. Most people, that is why they're here. So share that. Share what it makes you feel like. Share what it reminds you of, a memory that something evokes from you. There's all sorts of things that you can connect to people. And I mean, if it reminds you of something from your childhood, it's likely that it's possible other people in your age range are going to have a memory associated with that. Maybe it's a place you went, or, something you used to eat at Christmas time, or whatever. Like, just share something that helps you connect with them.
So what platform? So last week we talked about each platform. Robin and I are primarily on Facebook. We took some insights into Jacqui's Instagram because neither one of us are very good at Instagram. What platforms are you on, and where do you feel most comfortable with getting your business at?
I'm on every platform, but I do not understand TikTok, as you guys well know. So that's been a struggle. I am primarily on Facebook and Instagram. And there is a setting, Jackie might have already talked about it too. There is a setting that you can, when you post to one, it will post to the other for you. And when I'm busy, I just let it do that, because then you're getting content across the board, like Instagram and Facebook and Threads. Those three are owned by Meta. So those three companies, when you post on one, you can have it post on. What?
I said, we didn't even talk about Threads because I'm not on Threads.
I did it because Instagram prompted me for their new thing. I don't know what it is. The only person who talks to me is Scentsy. So I went in there, I didn't even know I was getting comments. And literally it's just Scentsy. They're the only people who talk to me there, so that's okay. It's getting better. But you can set it to where when you post to one, it'll post to another. So while that's not ideal to have the same content across the board all the time, it works really well when like you're in a rush and you just need to keep your face out there or keep your product out there. But Threads is just kind of like Twitter, but Instagram's version of Twitter. So I mean, I don't really understand that. But so I have those, and then Instagram and Facebook are my two main ones. And Instagram is not really a main one. It's just because
it's connected.
I'm posting there occasionally, but yeah, Facebook is also my primarily. It's not like how Jackie is with Instagram. No.
So on Facebook, what do you primarily use? What do you get? Maybe
You're
the most.
cutting out.
I'm cutting out.
Yeah, you were. I don't think it's me. I'm on Wi-Fi, but it's like real choppy. I couldn't understand what you were saying. Did you guys hear it or not? Is it my phone, Jackie?
No, I heard it.
Cutting out or not?
No, I didn't hear it cutting out.
Oh, then it must be me. I don't know. I have full Wi-Fi. Okay, go ahead. Ask again. I'm listening.
I'm ADD. I think. What features do you use? Like what is do you just post? Do you do stories? Do you do reels? Do you do a combination of all of them? And then, we also need to dive into how amazing you do your pictures, and if you have any suggestions for people that are trying to set up doing their real life pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, I do a combination. I'm much bigger on posting. That's just kind of what we're all used to, because that's always been a thing, But I do reels, I do pictures, I do stories. I use hashtags because I do everything from my personal page. I don't use a VIP group. Personal page, public posting. Hashtags help people find you if they're looking for a certain thing, especially with like home decor or fragrance and things like that. Laundry, if you're doing laundry, clean with me, all of those things go in line with our products. So I do a combination of those. And then what was the last one? Oh, pictures. Just clean off an area. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of pictures that I see that I can see an old water bottle in the background, which is exactly what my house looks like. Okay. But that's not what I want my picture to look like, because you're wanting the customer to imagine it in their house. And let's assume they're not a freaking disaster. Okay. Because a lot of my customers aren't. Clear off the space, take a couple of angles and lighting are really the only tricks. I will sometimes take, 15, 20 pictures of one warmer, and I'll only use 3 of them. Yeah. So take different angles, lower yourself down, go up on top, go to the side, all the things, get every angle of it, and then look at them once you're done. And don't take your display apart until you've made sure that. Go ahead. What?
Oh, so you're saying that you don't have a little photo studio in your house?
No.
Okay.
No. I have a little cluster fluff in my house of water bottles and clamshells and bars and warmer lids, because I don't like to have them off.
Okay.
No, I don't.
So now that we've gotten you kind of
I put it back.
Oh, you put him back on?
Yes.
Okay.
Before I take a picture, obviously.
Obviously. So, okay. So now that we've kind of gotten caught up with how Lisa goes through, was from last week, we kind of talked about some insights, and I know that there was a lot of questions. So I had gotten a couple of messages. The insights, once you are professional, it is in your menu. It is now, depending on if you have Android, I don't know where it's at on iPhone. I assume it's in the same spot. It's under the menu, and you can click on either dashboard, or sometimes I get notifications that, hey, here's your insights for the week, or here's the next steps to get to the next level, that kind of thing. So the insights, honestly, there's no way for me to tell you 1, 2, 3, this is everything you need to look at. You need to like Google it, honestly. And I hate to say that, but
Click around, click buttons.
yeah, click buttons. Yeah. And that kind of goes back with the features too. So that was just somebody had sent me a message. Okay. So trends. So does anybody follow the trends? Like I'm horrible about knowing the trend until it's been like overran for like 3-4 weeks and they've moved on. And it's like, oh, I'm going to jump on this trend. And it's like, oh, that was like, my daughter goes, that's so last week. So maybe with the ones that are a little bit more suave with like Instagram, is there ways to know what is trending right now to kind of do? Because I know that because I'm not on Instagram enough, I've realized when I talk to y'all that I don't have anything that says trending sounds. Like I don't get that because I don't think that I do it enough for them to send me the trending sounds. So can you guys give suggestions on how to find the trending stuff, or where to look at, or do you use it? Do you care? Anybody? Instagram.
Go ahead, Robin.
Oh, okay. So like where to find the trending sounds? I think when you go to like, I think you can search it actually in the search bar on whatever platform. You can just put trending sounds or trending. I'm pretty sure. Now, I don't know because I don't do that. I'll just be scrolling. And if I see the same like sound over and over, I'm like, all right, that's obviously a trending sound because everybody's using it. So maybe I'll use that sound. But here lately, I've been doing a lot of like, okay, well, my last video that I just did was my spooky season decor from the Dollar Tree. Do you know how many people go crazy for videos like that? Yeah. And it's not even Scentsy related, but look at all the views. I seriously got, I think I'm going on 1,000 views or something. Like it's crazy. All from the Dollar Tree and sharing some decor that I got that I'm going to decorate a tree outside. Like,
yeah. Oh, that's going to be for an outside tree?
Yeah, it's going to be.
You didn't say that. Tree. You just said for a tree that you have. I didn't know it was like outside tree.
Well, okay, I guess when I decorate the tree, you'll see
you that it's outside. I thought you had just picked up like a random Christmas tree or had a Christmas tree that you were going to bring inside that, or, you know, that you were going to set up for Halloween. I didn't realize it was an actual tree just
I got this
on your 5 acres of property.
Oh, what are, you know, those like square bushes?
Yeah.
Okay, shrubs. Well, okay, well, yeah, okay. Well, we
they don't grow square, they're trimmed square.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Well, I'm getting to, okay, so anyways, we tore all those out because it was right in front of our porch railing and you couldn't see our porch or that we even had a railing. And I was like, these have got to go. They were hideous, like, but I wanted to keep this one tree at the end because it's like, it's kind of like a little like Christmas looking tree. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this would be perfect to like decorate for the seasons. So I'm going to do a Halloween, I guess, festive tree. Okay. Anyways, so that's what my reel was about because those kinds of videos are trending, especially on TikTok, of things that you bought at the freaking store. Listen, I can take me a video of the crap that I spent my money on, okay? And people are attracted to it. Why? I don't know. I watch them too. I watch people clean their houses. Why? I don't know. So I would say if you're scrolling and you're seeing the same audio or the same like kind of video, 9 times out of 10, it's probably very popular. Maybe you should try it for yourself and see what happens.
I have to do it. Jacqui, do you have any other things on trending trends? Trending trends?
Trending trends. I agree with Robin on the TikTok. Like, I mean, on your FYP, on your For You page, like you're gonna see all the same things. But I mean, just to say that something's trending and then you use it doesn't mean you're gonna go viral. So don't expect to go viral just because you're using the trending sound. I still think that if you authenticate it to yourself, Because I mean, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook Reels, like all the places, you can see the people doing the same little dance or the same little thing to the same little audio, and it just gets lost in the shuffle because at least for me, even when I'm on any of those platforms and I see the same or I hear the same song and I see the same thing happening every single time, I'm like, nope, 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 nope. People don't want to watch it, but put your own spin on it. You know, find that trending sound and then be like, okay, hey, how can I make that more me? Or can I make that about my product? Or can I make it about my business? Or, you know, about the kids or about the cat? And what can I do with it? And I think that kind of helps. Now, on Instagram, I will say when you're on Instagram, I'm going to try and hold this up. I don't know. Okay, so I've got my home button, a search button, and then that's the create button.
Right.
That is the reels button, and then that's like to my profile, right?
Hold on. I'm going to spotlight you real quick.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Now it's all on me. Okay.
Yes.
But if I were to hit that oh, sorry, I hit the wrong one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do it backwards. So if I hit that, it's kind of like your FYP on TikTok. Like this is going to show on Instagram all the things that people are doing that are showing up popular right now. So if you're looking for ideas, then just start looking, and it's just all about searching. And at least on Instagram, like I will follow, and I don't know if I talked about this last week or not, but like I follow people who aren't just Scentsy, right? So I follow people who have like Instagram hacks or tips or tricks or, you know, how to make your reels cute and how to do a story and blah blah blah. Like I follow all that stuff too. So yeah.
I see your puppy.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he walked in. Easily distracted. Sorry, it's a pet.
Well, Lisa, you missed my
That's your
cat.
dog.
She had her butthole up here.
Yeah, she did walk across right before you got on.
Oh my,
That's Nacho.
I love him.
He's adorable.
Okay, so that's kind of the trends. Now there was something earlier that when Lisa was talking about the copy and paste. When you are in Scentsy, it is very easy to follow some great leaders that do great Scentsy posts and they have all the words. Just copy and paste, and then you don't read it and you don't look at it because it talks about their kids and their grandkids, and you're 21 and you don't have kids yet and you don't have grandkids and your dog isn't named Barney, and then you just copy and paste, and people can tell that you've just copy and paste. So I've talked this many times. I am a duplicator, not a creator, but I didn't want to be the copy paste girl because it does start to spam. So when it's the same picture over and over and over, Facebook, Instagram, all of them are going to start saying, oh, this is just the same content. It's not shared. It's just reposted. So you're just trying to copy someone else. I use ChatGPT. And for me, I have my own spin on ChatGPT. It's now starting to save. It has like a memory of whenever you're constantly asking it the same thing over and over, it starts to save it. So that way you don't have to tell it to do that again. I can easily take a sample post that Miss Lisa shares in her sample page, which is absolutely amazing. And I have the words changed because yes, Lisa's amazing at doing all the words and has great posts, but I don't want to be Lisa. I want to take her idea and I want to create something different. Now, Facebook has the AI that you can say, make shorter, make longer. There's like prompts. And you can use that, and that will help you change it up. You just need to do, like, it takes away all the spacing and the emojis. So you'll have to add stuff like that back. So that is like the easy way to do it. The ChatGPT, it takes a little bit of time of just learning what to ask it. You just have to remember, ChatGPT is a digital automated system. Like, it is your personal assistant. You have to tell it what to do. It does not know to do things. It has not worked for you before. It is brand new to you. So it's like, you just have to explain it. And it does help. And honestly, I mean, to be completely honest, ChatGPT does my opening little thing in every single one of our podcasts because I want it to be exciting, and I can put the inflection on it, but I can't always come up with the words. So I know that people are like, oh, that's so good. And I'm like, ChatGPT is great. but it is, if you don't know what to say, you can go also to your website. There are descriptions there. You can read it and then paraphrase it. So that's what it is about. Don't copy and paste, paraphrase it. If it talks about how, oh, the etching and blah blah blah, and it does this with the this and something, you can paraphrase it and you can still use the like the was it a lithogram? Is that what one of the two warmers that we have?
You can still use the bones of the words.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just, yeah.
And just add your stuff to it and be like, oh my gosh. And just be like, sometimes you don't even have to do a really long post. You can just be like, I'm in love, and be done, and just post the picture.
Mhm.
And people are still going to see it. And then I do want, I guess, everybody to kind of go around and talk about, like, how did you find your voice, or find your, I don't want to say persona, because it's not like we're coming up with something fake, but we all kind of have our thing.
Your authenticity. How did you find your authenticity?
Yes. Like, how do you find your authenticity? For somebody who, like, for me, I am not like, I don't know. Like, I never did. I started using the whole Texas twang thing because I'm called Texas. A lot of people have heard this on the videos. I'm called Texas because there's multiple people with my name, and it's easier whenever we're in a group if we just say Texas, because then there's no confusion on who it is. So I really put that out in my stuff, and plus I have a really twangy accent. So, but how do y'all find, like, how do they find their voice? How do they find their authenticity if they don't know what it is? And I mean, we all kind of know what Lisa WaxyCat's identity is, but it's kind of like, how do you find it? How do you utilize it? Anybody?
Who are you
I
at?
guess I was gonna say, I mean, honestly, because I struggled with that a lot in the beginning of trying to like build my brand, because I wasn't a cat. I wasn't, like I didn't have something that immediately just jumped out and was like, oh, well, that's me. Because I was like, well, what? I don't understand. Like, I don't have anything that's me. I don't have this little logo. I don't have anything. And I think for me, it just kind of evolved into, just because I am so much, Scentsy is a part of my life. And no matter if it's, just being around the house and using the products, if it's in the car, if it's at work, if it, whatever, it all kind of came to be me. And so I just took all the things that I normally do, and then I just incorporate parts of Scentsy into that. And so, like, a lot of people know me, the Jacqui Duran. Okay, well, that's my brand. Like, that's my brand. It's not, I'm not, I don't have a little logo. I don't have a little mascot or anything, right? It's just, it's me, and this is me, and that's how it kind of went. But I wish I had something really cute, like a butterfly or something. I don't know. Maybe that would be awesome. But I would say whatever is something that you are already passionate about, or you're already like, you love, that's you, right? Like, ask your friends, ask your significant others, ask your kids, like, what, if you think of me, what are three things, if you hear my name, what are three things you think of when you think of me? And then you can kind of go with that. And maybe it is just being mom. Maybe it is, going, being a shopaholic. Maybe it's the Amazon person. Maybe it's cats. Maybe it's whatever it is. And that can kind of help you, I guess.
My husband, every time he hears you, he's like, is that the Jacqui Duran? It's so funny because, like, I'll be watching your videos or a training or something, or you'll pop up in my feed on Facebook, and he's like, is that the Jacqui Duran? And I'm like, yes. Because he knows I light up every time I get to see you talk. I'm like, oh, And he's like, I can walk in and I know it's a smile. So you say it's not a brand, but it is. Like, it's the Jacqui Duran. I mean, you are the OG of training. You were one of the first ones that I found whenever I started looking in 2020, especially on YouTube, because people were on there, but they weren't on there like they are now. Like, within the last 4 years, especially with COVID hitting and people not being able to do the retreats, training is definitely on there. So you are the OG of the training. So you are the Jacqui Duran. So, Lisa, have you always been obsessed with cats? And how did you find, like, people keep asking, how do you keep finding all these amazing cat pictures that you post about that are like rolling in money or rolling around, and it's all this fat cat type thing. Like you gotta share it.
So the only AI I have dipped into, I haven't used Chat GPT yet. Mainly, I like it. I like the idea of it, but mainly because I enjoy writing things. So that's something that I kind of want. I'll get a thesaurus out, like literally, and be like, what's a better word for this? Like, I enjoy that. So that's what I do. Don't laugh. I see you, Robin, covering your mouth.
Oh my God. You've
Don't
never
tell me.
heard
Do you
Okay.
really have like a
say, I just
thesaurus?
whip out the thesaurus. Yeah,
Well,
like
I Google synonyms. Like I don't have a paper thesaurus because the words change so fast, but I will Google
but I
it.
app too. I have a thesaurus app. Okay. I really like it. So I don't use it for words, but I use Bing AI for creating images. And it will make you 4 images usually every time. So you can choose which one you like. And you basically just tell it what you want. Like this morning when I found hair in the bathroom and I was pissed off at Billy because the fur on the counter from him shaving. And with my friend and me last night, we're talking about praying mantis. So, and I said, oh, they're so precious. They, eat their mate. So this morning I made a little Bengal cat eating a praying mantis. And I said, I understand why praying mantises eat their mate when I look at all the hair on the bathroom counter from Billy.
I love that you call his beard hair fur, that he has fur everywhere, like he's shedding, or he is like hacked up this fur ball in the sink.
Basically, and he has cleaned it up too. That's the thing. He has wiped the counter down. And I'm like, really? Okay. So I'll just think of whatever, I don't know, whatever I was like talking about or thinking about. I'm like, how can I make this into an image with a cat? And then I go to Bing AI and I type it out. And if I don't like the first 4, I change a word or 2 in what I'm saying, and I do it again, and I get 4 more images to choose from. And then I put them on Facebook. So that's what I use AI for, is making those images.
Okay. And have you always just had an obsession with cats?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a Scentsy thing that you just started doing because of Scentsy. You've always had the obsession with cats. You're just able to bring it into your brand.
I've always loved cats, and my husband is allergic to cats. So we can only have certain breeds and whatnot. And ever since we got Potamus 10 years ago, we all just love him so much. So yeah, that's when it really, really got bad, like crazy cat lady bad. But I have always loved cats. Yes. Yes. Always.
So do you have to give him a shot all the time since he's allergic to cats? Or
No,
is he not allergic to Potamus?
No, he's not allergic to Potamus. We can only have breeds. He can rub his face all over him. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But a regular standard house cat, yeah, he will like.
Because I've seen pictures of him where he's like, Potamus is right here by him, or they're talking to each other, and I'm like, does he not need like an allergy?
No, not with him. Not with him. And that's why I don't have more. I cannot handle multiple Bengals. I cannot handle multiple of most of the breeds that are hypoallergenic. And so that's why we just have the one. They're hyper. And yeah, he has no issues at all. So that's when my obsession really began, when I had one on my own, but I've had cats my whole life. Yeah.
And so, I mean, and I have the whole Texas thing. And so, Robin, what do you feel like your brand is, and like how did you create it or come about it, or did it just kind of fall in your lap? I mean, well, I guess.
I mean, I have a gaggle of kids. You tell me how that happened.
I
That's my
said fall in
brand.
the lap, but and there's one right there.
Yeah, like he made himself some. What is that?
Night vision goggles.
Night
It's
vision.
not good, but
Night vision goggles out of cardboard.
I love
they-
it.
So you should.
They're
do you
not
want to
really night vision.
Do you
I just
really?
think
Do you
they
want to
are.
introduce one of your 10? Is it 10 now? 12?
They're
kids? I
all.
can't
Look,
remember.
they're all coming down here. They all hear me talking about them.
Like she said, kids.
This is the preppy one.
I'm getting a real.
Oh, here's Kinsley with her bowl of spaghetti.
I am
Just roaming around.
She's my
She's the feral one.
spirit animal.
All right, please go. That's enough of them. This is my hour.
Yeah. So as you can see, like when we have each of our names in our chat, and so she is. Was it the best mom of 5
No,
or something like that?
Mom of the year.
Mom of the
Mom of the
year.
year.
Mom of the year.
I don't know, but that's my identity. I've always. I mean, I was pregnant at 17, had my kid at 18. Like, it's just always been my identity to be a mom. And when I share things online, I'm probably at my son's baseball. Well, he has practice tonight. I'm not there. I was there last week. That's why you guys saw me in the car
Yeah.
because I was at his practice. So like, it's an on the go thing. That's what I love about this business. Hockey season's starting. You gonna see me at the hockey rink. Like, I'm just a mom. And Kinsley, I'm always with Kinsley. You go look at my Facebook, you can see all her crazy faces that she makes because she won't take a normal photo.
But she's at daycare now or at
She
preschool.
is at preschool and she's starting to learn patience. Thank freaking God.
Oh.
Well,
She was so patient yesterday. Today she asked me for a popsicle and I was like, oh yeah, I'll get you a popsicle in just a second. Well, then I forgot and I went to go do something else and she's like, Mom, can I have that popsicle now? I'm like, oh, you surely can. I said, thank you for being patient. You're welcome.
oh, she's
Right?
she's
So
not a
cute.
spirit because she's COVID baby, right?
She is a COVID baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They all talk
Mhm.
about it on social media how feral they
Yeah.
are.
I'm telling you, yes, because I have another friend who had her son 2021 and he's feral too. I'm like, it had to have been something like in the water. Like, I don't know.
Well, they weren't allowed to go anywhere. They weren't
Yeah.
allowed to go. You weren't allowed to take them out in public because you were afraid that there was so much stuff going around and everything was shut down until 2021.
They were born in captivity.
Yeah, they were. They really and truly were. And all they could see was stuff on a screen because you couldn't go anywhere. You could be outside your house. I mean, like there were so many. So yeah, we won't get on that.
So
But-
anyway, so my identity is a mom, and that's what you're going to see on my social media. That's my brand, and I love pink. And so when I create because I create my own logos and all the things, like there's going to be pink in it, and I think my customers know that. Like, I love the color pink, so I do have like specific colors, and then just mom stuff.
There you go. Well, and I think I need to start adding into mine that I'm an empty nester because it is what we've been doing, and I should be videotaping this, but I always forget because we're in the middle of it and I don't share it on like with Amber not in the house and her at college. We're going through and we're like throwing stuff away and getting rid of it because if it's not mine and it's not Blake's and it's not important, the girls didn't take it. So it's kind of like out the door it's going. I mean, we've redone the cabinets, just like reorganizing them. We had water bottles out the wazoo. This is the only one that I take with me everywhere. That's the only one I use. So all the other ones.
So much. You just need to share that. Like that gets so much traction.
Yeah.
Well, they're already gone. Blake dropped them off.
Decluttering.
Yeah, it's like we've decluttered the cabinets. We've reorganized because without the girls there, the primary thing that needs to be like on the level of the pantry stuff didn't need to be there. So I did take pictures of when I cleaned out my pantry. Well, my pantry is just shelves because we don't have a pantry. So
We don't have a pantry either, so
yeah. So I pulled it completely. I pulled everything off of it. I wiped everything down, and because it hasn't been dusted in like 7 years, I don't know.
people dust because
I don't, except for I have to
people
like
dust. Yes.
That's why I got the air purifier. Do it for me, right?
well, let's just say this: that I am so glad that Halloween's coming up because I was putting out some of my fall warmers and I was like, oh man, these cobwebs are like all over this warmer. And I was like, oh, it's okay. I can leave them because it's Halloween.
You're good.
Jacqui, you would walk in this house and be like,
I'm not listening. I am not listening to this.
You're like, I need a rag and I'll have this house. You could probably have my whole house clean in
Shoot.
like
Jacqui
an
needs
hour.
to have a cleaning service then. She come over to my
like
house.
Miss Jacqui,
Yeah.
well, gosh, I just want to come over and lay in Jackie's house and just lay on the floor because I know I could probably lick the floor and it'd be fine because she probably mopped it earlier that day.
I mopped and I vacuumed and I dusted today. So yes.
I mean, I dust whenever I walk across something and I'm like, ooh, oh gosh, that's a layer. Oh my, I thought that was gray. It's brown. Oh, hold on, let me go wipe it down real quick.
Or when you clean a spot because you want to take a picture and then you're like, crap, now you can totally tell how dirty everything else is.
Yes. Yeah, because if you get too far over here, you see the circle of dust around it. Like all I did was wipe. Yeah, I have to be careful on my nightstand because it's my nightstand. So like it's not flat. It's an old school nightstand that has edges on the side and the back. So it's like an inset and it used to have a glass top. Well, that glass top is actually what's under the microwave on that shelf because I needed to make sure that the microwave didn't shift. So I'm utilizing that over there, but I don't dust it because it's not easy to dust. And because it's like a half or 3/4 of a box, it just gets stuffed because nothing falls off the side. So I can put stuff on the edges. And yeah, I had to clean it because I was showing my air purifier.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
But I'm getting better. Look, I've realized that, and I've been trying to talk about this on social media, that with all the kids, everything I've ever done in my life, because I was like Robin, I was pregnant in high school. I had my kids, my first one right after high school. That my life has always been about my kids and about taking care of them and providing for them. It's never been about what I needed or what I wanted. And I honestly felt overwhelmed all the time because it was never like, what do I want to do today? It was all like, what do the kids have today? Who has stuff tomorrow? Do we have to go to the store? Do we have to go grab this? And I'm just now learning to be in my own skin and do what I want to do because I don't have anybody else taking my focus anymore.
Are you
And
bored now?
I'm not bored, but I do more because I don't have the energy of having, hey mom, hey mom, can we? Hey mom, should I? Hey mom, like I don't have that anymore. And with my daughter not here, I also don't have my husband saying, hey, where's Amber? Or hey, is Amber working? Or hey, like using my mind to have to think of answers to questions. So I clean more because I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not like I sweep and mop almost every other day. I'm not dusting yet. I'm trying to add that into my routine, but it's Halloween.
Do
The
it later.
cobwebs give
Do
it personality.
it.
So, but I did clean off my bar because when I started to move some of the stuff, I realized that the bar's like on the back side of the oven, and I clean the oven all the time and the stove, but some of the grease sprays are like over the back, and so it was clumping up the dust.
See, that's why we don't cook. If you don't cook, you don't have those problems.
Yes. Jacqui, I know you're like, oh my God. But I don't mind cleaning. And I used to, like, when it was just me and my oldest, and it was just the two of us, because if I didn't do it, she did it. If she didn't do it, I did it. It was easier to clean with two because there was nobody else that could be blamed. And I cleaned all the time. I mean, I used to get down on my hands and knees and scrub the floors and the baseboards on a weekly basis. That used to be like, I'd mop and sweep and whatever, but like once a week, I was down there with really hot water on my hands and knees and just sitting there scrubbing to get any of the grime. I'm not like that. So I'm trying to figure out a way to remember to grab my phone because it's before when I get products in, I'd be like, oh wait, I can't open anything until I get on live. And I got to remember. And that's kind of thing with social media is that you kind of have to remember to videotape it or to take a picture of you doing it before or after. I mean, even if it's after, I could take pictures of my after, but
I'm so bad with that with orders. Like I get so many bulk orders and I'm like, why don't I unbox these? Even if the camera's not on me, why don't I set it up and unbox it? And I don't think of it until after everything is done, sorted, and ready to go.
Dude, faceless ASMR videos are like hot. Like that would be right up your alley, Lisa.
yeah, opening the boxes and then getting stuff out where all you have is the paper, like
crinkling, and I could do. Yeah.
I've started doing a lot of videos, especially on my business page, because that's where my Facebook stuff is running. Instead of opening the boxes showing everything, is that I'm trying to highlight one of the products. And I try to keep it about a minute of just being like, like we had the whole thing going around that everybody's doing like the Scentsy Go. So I literally did about a minute and a half video of just how this works with the bat, that kind of thing. And that was it. So I stopped the video. And then I used that video and I put it across, the other platforms. And then but you could easily just talk about, oh my gosh, I got this bar in, and you could smell it and be like, this is what it smells like to me. And I can't, I got more, but this was my favorite out of the pick. I mean, you can.
And what's a good idea is when you see something trending like that, like I don't like to do a lot of the same thing that I'm seeing everybody else do in my feed. So you can put that idea, like for the Scentsy Go, or sometimes they'll do cleaning buckets or whatever, put those in your notes on your phone or in your notebook. And then when you're not sure what to do, go back and do one of those things that you know was a big hit for everybody else, but you didn't want to do it at the same time as everyone else. Not that it matters, because most people don't have a whole bunch of consultants as their friends, but that's just how I am. I just like to do it at a different time. Or when people will say, about, like, if you've ever been a past Scentsy consultant, that'll go around every once in a while where everybody posts that. Well, I'll just write that down. And then later when I'm like, what should I talk about today? Go to my notes and find something that was a real big hit a while ago and do it for your followers because they haven't seen it with someone else.
That's a really good tip. I love that. And I kind of do that, but what I end up doing is I'll take like a screenshot and then I save it to my camera roll and I'll be like, oh yeah, look, there was this idea. And that, yeah, I like the notes idea. That's a really good idea.
I delete my photos way too much to do screenshots.
I was about to say, she says she took like 20 pictures and only keeps 3 and uses 3. I mean, even at SFR, she had to clear out. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I think I'm getting close or something." And I was like, "Did you not delete it?" And she's like, "This is just from SFR."
Yeah, I'll have like 40,000 photos in my album.
So, is there any go-to posts that you would put on social media if you had to post something right now? Like if it was a competition of who could get on Facebook the fastest or Instagram or one of them and post something, what would be your go-to? What would you talk about? What would you do a video? Would you do a picture? Like, what's your go-to?
Mine would be a reel, and it would honestly just be like whatever room I'm in. Like right now, my Scentsy goes in front of me, so it'd be a reel of me, like maybe putting the pods in. It's just literally whatever I'm doing. Where's Scentsy? And then that's how I do a reel.
So, Robin?
So I think evening time is when I would share the opportunity of Scentsy, because I feel like that's when more people are scrolling. I mean, they're done with work, they're done with dinner, their kids are probably in bed because it's like 8 o'clock. So then I would share something Scentsy related that has to do with the opportunity, maybe what I was able to do for the day. The other day, I mean, I shared a picture of Kinsley's preschool bill, and I just cut the check today. Insert the income disclosure. I just cut the check today for my Scentsy paycheck to pay for her whole month of September, which granted, it's only like $128, but $128 to a single mom who's
It's a lot.
got a kid in preschool, like that could save them, like that could really help them. So that's what I shared the other day. And one of the moms was like, man, I wish I only paid that much in preschool fees. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you like in Head Start or something? Because that's way more expensive.
No, I mean, I had daycare and it was $400 a week.
Oh yeah. No, I used to pay for daycare as a single mom and it was outrageous. I paid, let's see, at least $800 to $1,000 a month for 2 kids, like insane. So that's when I would personally share the opportunity, is when I think the most eyeballs are scrolling.
So Lisa, if you had to do a go-to post right now, what would you do?
Well, I'm in a different time zone than you guys. So like right now it's like dinner time here. So I would post something about like, if you don't want your home to smell like what you just ate for dinner or whatever, you could do coconut lemongrass. So I would post like an after dinner wax refresher or something like that. Even room spray.
See, anytime that I have my go-to, I do have my notes, but I always, every time that I'm in my office or I have makeup on, I always take a crap ton of pictures of myself. Like as much as pictures as Lisa takes of other objects, I take it with myself with products of like, I don't know. Like I have posted them before of like, this is what I did today. But I would post about something I just took a picture of or that I hadn't used yet. Or I go back through and be like, you know what? Oh, here, this is a good one. And then I always try to find a picture of the product that Lisa's taken a picture of, because I'm like, ooh, I can pair this air purifier with this one. Or because you have all those amazing pictures or something that was new. If what did I take pictures of today? Oh, I just got my web, the
Tangled web.
Yeah, the Tangled web. Guys, I am obsessed. It has purples and pinks and blues, hues. Like I was. Like, I'm so in love with it. Like, I just put it up. I just got it today. I was so excited.
You're talking about the pumpkin one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you said pinks and blues, and I was like, wait a minute.
No, when it lights up. So when it's not on, it is
Mhm.
just orange. And so I
Yeah.
did I took pictures of it in a video, and I've already done reels on it because I was like, I was going to wait. I was like, oh, I'm going to take some pictures. I'm going to talk about it. Blah, blah. No, I had to post it right away. It was like, it is so gore. It does not look like the picture that they have. Like, it's just orange, and you turn it on, and the etched in there has all the webs on it, right? All the spider webs through it. But it's also like that 3D that they do for the stargazing and all the other stuff. But they
Oh.
are different layers of different colors that are on the back. Like, I'm telling you,
Which you would know if you would have went with me into the harvest room and said hide, but whatever. It's
I
fine.
was swollen, and I didn't have my socks because we were supposed to only be there an hour, and someone took 4 hours taking a picture of one thing. I lasted with you as long as I could. We were in the Christmas room. We should have done the harvest first. I could have been fine in there. I got a crap ton of pictures for holiday, but I don't have any.
Meanwhile, Robin and I were at the pool.
Yeah, they left us, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna relax today. And they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go for an hour. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. Like, I'm coming to you to save you.
I already told you I was just going to use everybody else's photos, so I didn't necessarily need to go in.
But somebody needed to be saved, so I came and saved her. And then we went to do pictures, and then I was like, I am swelling, like it started to hurt, and I'm like, I don't have my socks, so I had to go sit down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Look,
I'm
you
excited to get that tangled web though. And I want to ask our viewers something, if I can here,
go ahead.
because we were talking about like videos and reels and social media. Why, even after changing my PSI settings or whatever in my phone, does my freaking diffuser and my Scentsy Air flicker? Like, what is that? And make it stop. Like, I have to get it so close with the phone and then go back super fast and take a picture. Like, I can't even do a video of like a diffuser. I can't have the new one because most of it's only the windows that are showing on the haunted house. But otherwise, it's just constant flicker. It looks like candle flicker or a whole different color than what it is. Why?
I don't know, but that drives me insane too, because whenever I am taking a picture of my diffuser, it's the same thing for me. It either has to be really fast or really close, and then I can get a decent picture or even a decent reel, because I'll look back at my reel and I'll be so like, oh, I'm so happy I got it all right, and I whatever I did, and
then it's
I'm
like
looking at it and I'm like, oh, it's like a strobe effect. What is happening?
Why? Okay, the reason why it's an LED. So when you look at your computer screen and you take a picture with your phone on a computer, all of those little pixels, your phone is picking up them individually. They're not our eyeballs that everything blurs together. Like, because our mind is amazing and it kind of blurs or fills in what it needs to without seeing everything. But your camera is just picking up the individual.
And it's like in time or something too, right? Like it's a time something, how it records or whatever is like.
Yes. So it doesn't actually record every pixel of everything the whole time. The camera, because you would need to have a huge like lens for that. And so I don't know the settings. I just know the science behind it. But that's why even you take a picture of your TV and you'll see it, and it's like red, green, and blue on certain parts, because that is, when you zoom into that, that's what you see with your bare eye when you don't see the whole thing and you're zoomed into the pixelation. It's just red, yellow, blue. I said green.
The primary colors.
Primary colors, because all it is the blurring of. So I don't know a fix. That may be a Google thing, but
there's a PSI setting in your phone, and Christina Stainbrook posted about it, and it worked for everybody. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I just figured ask our listeners, because I see people post pictures of or videos of their diffusers, and it doesn't look like that. So what are you doing? Like, help me. This is not working.
Yeah.
So on your camera, because there's different. So if you turned on your camera like as is, and you weren't zooming in or zooming out, that's like a level 1, and then you can go up, and then you can go down.
That's what the eyes are. You mean? Is that what that is?
Well, it's kind of like your zoom focus, because see, like on my camera, I have 3 cameras, right? And they all do different things. One of them is the micro, so it zooms in. The other one's like the regular, and the other one is the macro that goes like way far back. So it's like whenever you're trying to do like a whole landscape. There's 3 cameras on your phone, on almost every phone now, because one camera can't do it all.
Oh, okay.
So you may have to check some other settings. It may
Okay.
be using a different camera
Then
lens
yeah.
of what you're starting with for your PSI. So that would be my suggestion.
Okay.
So, anybody else want to throw anything in about social media? Anything that we hadn't talked about, or any tips and tricks, or anything like anything?
Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks.
Gosh, yes.
Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. If somebody doesn't like your post, they don't have to be on your page. You're not spamming them in their inbox. You're not text messaging. You're not blowing up their email. You are sharing what you love, and you have to look at their pictures of what they love all day. So if you want to post what you love on your page and you have a friend who gets mad about that,
They ain't your friend.
yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, bye.
You know, that is so true with social media, because I never posted my Scentsy stuff on my personal page. I always did my VIP because I didn't want to flood anybody's inbox. And if you're friends with me now, it's all because I don't care. I think
Nope.
we all grow that thicker skin that we don't care because it's our business. If I owned a Mexican restaurant and was showing everybody the dishes of food that we made that day, I'd be spamming the crap out of everybody. It's not even spamming. I mean, I'm going to be flooding the images. And if you take pictures of your food and you're posting it, and you don't ever get criticism of like, why'd you post that taco that looked horrible, or why'd you post that spaghetti, like, ugh. I mean, people
And
don't do that.
Life,
Yeah.
like, is part of my life. It's personal to me. Like, this is what I do. This is what I love. This is what brings me joy. So I'm going to share it. You need to just think about that and just do it.
Well, if nobody else has anything, guys, this is Who Knows Best, where four besties came together to do a podcast. And today we've been talking about social media, kind of continued from last week. So if you guys haven't been told today, we love you. You are strong, you are important, you are worthy. And guys, you can do this business. Figure out what your love is for either the company or in your life, and try to incorporate one or the other to the other. Incorporate in your life with Scentsy, or Scentsy in your life. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you leave them down below. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast, so that way you can continue getting all the goodies. And we might even have an after hours tonight. We'll have to see if who else can stay on. But again, guys, I am Cassie Bollinger.
I'm Jacqui Duran.
I am Lisa WaxyCats.
And I'm Robin Hatfield.
And we'll see you guys next week.